Have you ever felt the phones provided for purchase by providers are cheaper since you are paying just a little over time, right? You are not alone. If you did not know that each time you purchase those phones that appear to be cheaper, you are literally being ripped off, and you want to learn how to save hundreds of dollars from so doing, then this video is for you. Again, I'm in one of those recordings that I'm by myself, and so I am Wachuku, Vidal Wachuku. My beloved is not by my side today, but here we go. You know, when I first got a phone here in the US, when I first came to the US about 13 years ago, I went with what the telecom company or the phone company suggested, and even my employers also. They said, just pay $35 a month for 3 years and get this amazing phone. It was an Android phone. It seemed reasonable. It was a new phone, brand new, and I think the model was just about a year old at the time. So I did. But this is what I didn't realize at the time. By the time I finished those monthly payments, I had paid over $1,200 for a phone that was worth less than half the price had I bought that same phone from the open market. Phone companies make it sound good. They make it sound easy. Just $35 or $20, whatever, depending on the type of phone and the model and all that stuff. Just make these small monthly payments, no upfront cost. But they often add interest or hidden fees to some of those payments. Besides, you are locked into a contract that is hard to get out of. Now, let's compare two scenarios and see. You purchase an unlocked phone outrightly. You pay for it outrightly, let's say $400, okay? Then the alternative, let's say you finance a phone through your phone company for $29.99 a month over a 36-month period. That $29.99 a month adds up to about $1,079.64. That's a lot of money. Even if there's no interest, you are paying almost twice as much for the same phone you could have bought outrightly for just $400. And if you are late on payments, you know what? Extra fees. They grab you there again. So you have to pay on time. And if you actually decide to break the contract and to get out of the contract, they make you pay everything plus the interest. You now pay everything plus the interest that they had supposedly, some of the finance interest that they had supposedly waived. You now pay everything in arrears. And here's the kicker. Many of those phones are locked to that company. So you cannot even switch carriers. You cannot go with that phone. There are a lot of restrictions with many of them. So what's the benefit? For that 3-year period, you are locked in. Earlier this year, 2025, I outrightly bought an unlocked phone, brand new unlocked phone. And this is a phone that made its debut in the market about 2 years ago. So it's still a top brand in the Android category. I bought it right off at $184 plus tax. No contract, no strings attached. Now compare that to my old phone, which I financed through my phone carrier. A year or so after it made its debut in the market was when I got that phone. You know what that phone ended up costing me? I paid $34.99 for 36 months. Do the math. Do the math. I know not all of us are very good in math, but do the math. You have your calculator. It cost me a whooping $1,259.64. And yet, it was even a model that was earlier than the one that I just bought that cost me $184 plus tax. And this new phone, it does everything I need because it is actually a higher model. It's the model that came after my own phone. So one thing I would like to tell you is that just because, just because you have a phone or a phone isn't the latest model does not mean it's not good enough. It doesn't mean. And you don't even have to buy the latest model. The most important thing is have a good functional phone that serves your purpose. Part of the things that drain people's money in this country, everything that comes out, you want to buy the latest model. You want to be in vogue with the latest model. That phone I bought 3 years ago, it had been out for almost a year when I got it. But the new model hadn't yet come, so it was still the top of the rung at the time. And look at how much it cost me. Do you know how much that same phone cost in the open market? I saw it when I went to make this purchase. And that same phone was going for about $157. I couldn't believe it. That's the phone I paid $1,200 plus through financing. Just 3 years ago, 3 years down the line, look at the price has crashed. But do you know the interesting thing was that when I checked in the same through my phone company to say, okay, let me change it. You know how they do it when once you've paid off a phone, they start telling you, oh, upgrade, because you've paid off that phone. You are due for an upgrade. So I said, let me check it. Let me see if I was getting the exact same phone. You know how much it would have still cost me? $860-something. Financed, paying $20-something per month over 36 months. That's what it would have cost me. But when I now said, okay, let me look for this phone or even something better, because I liked the phone, it was functional. So I said, let me look for the same phone or something better. I went somewhere else and I checked the same phone to be paid outrightly was $150-something. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So when you purchase a phone outright, you have more freedom. Also, you can shop around for the best phone plans without worrying about being tied to that company because you are tied in through that 36 months contract. I was tied in for 36 months. I couldn't break that contract because if I did, in spite of the fact that I had offers from a different other phone companies, but every time I remember that, oh, I'm still in this thing for 3 years. So I had a choice of either paying off the phone completely before I could get away from it. And it was even locked. Even then, even after I paid off, it was still locked. I had to apply again for it to be unlocked. Wow. Folks, it's better to buy outright. It requires patience. For you to be able to do that and get a good deal is patience. Again, you don't have to buy the latest model. No, wait a year or so, or 2 years for the same phone if you like it. Then purchase outright. But don't do it through your phone company. Because as I say, my same old phone that I wanted to I said, let me see through my old company. Yet, it was still going to cost me almost $800 and something. And it was only 150 something. But I bought one that the model that came after that model, a year after that, my own model, and $184 plus tax, everything. So let's be wise. As immigrants in this country, let's not throw our money away. Don't just make money and throw it away. Let's be wise. Honestly, I didn't know about this. It was just, I just said, let me just check elsewhere. Because I had always been getting my phones through the phone company. Or one goes and I want to upgrade, I go through them. I didn't know they had been ripping me off all these years. And that's why we are sharing this with you, to save you from the experiences that we've had. That's why we have this channel for you as immigrants. And that's why you should stay tuned to this channel. That's why you should subscribe to it so that you can receive every new nugget that we drop to assist you. I am sharing this with you now because I just discovered this, that for 12 solid years plus, I have been ripped off by phone companies. So where can you find these affordable phones? Here are some tips. Check out online retailers, websites like Amazon. That's actually where I bought this phone that I talked about, from Amazon. Best Buy. Some of them have very great deals. Other online platforms. You can also buy certified refurbished phones. This one I bought was brand new, unlocked. But you can also buy certified refurbished phones. They are pre-owned phones that have been restored to almost new-like conditions. It's very important that you look out for unlocked phones when you want to buy phone. And that gives you the ability to work with any carrier of your choice. And the day you don't like them, you get a better offer, you can just change your carrier. You are not tied to any contract. And you don't have to plead with somebody to unlock a phone. In fact, when we moved house, one of our business phone, and we needed to move it from the carrier where we are, and we had paid it off to move it from that carrier because where we were going to use a different carrier for internet. So we wanted, and they were giving us a phone line along with the internet service. I went back and forth with this other company before they could unlock that phone that I had even paid off for. It took almost 2-3 weeks of back and forth before they unlocked that phone. And they even wanted me to pay for it to be unlocked. That was when I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I paid off for this phone. What do you mean? Why should I pay again for it to be unlocked? Folks, let us be smart. Let us be wise. You can also buy locally, you know. There are apps that in Facebook, Marketplace, or in other places where you can see people who are selling gently used phones. The only thing is that be careful when you are buying used. Make sure the phone is in good condition. It's not a stolen phone or whatever. And then, of course, that it is clean. Make sure it is clean completely, wiped clean, and reset to factory mode. Now, I know that some worry that buying a phone outright is rather too expensive because many people cannot afford to bring out $200, $300, or $400 to go and buy a phone at once. But think about it. Why don't you plan? If you want to get that phone and you think you cannot bring $300, $400, $500 to get a good quality phone, start by saving $10 a week for a year, for instance. And that gives you $520, $10 a week, faithfully saving it. Plan for 1 year. That would be enough for you to buy a good quality phone outrightly without owing anybody, without any debt. And if you are really tight on cash, look at other options. There are budget-friendly brands like Motorola. It doesn't have to be the Samsung. It doesn't have to be an iPhone. No. Nokia, Xiaomi, some of these other ones are a bit cheaper. They are budget friendly. They are affordable. And they're also reliable. Also remember that with an unlocked phone, the most important thing is you want to be sure that it's unlocked. So with an unlocked phone, you can switch to cheaper carriers and save even more. So when you see those adverts and you want to switch, in America, you're not beholden to anybody. You are thinking of you. So it's not a question of loyalty. They're not going to give you anything for being with them for many years. I was with one carrier for 8 years out of my 13 years here. They never offered me anything for 8 years that I was there with them. They were the ones that I bought those phones from. And I saw this other one and I moved, but by then I had paid off for the phones we had there. And then I went into another contract for another 3 years. Boy, the things we do when we do not know. The things we do. Ignorance is a deadly disease. It's a deadly disease. So let's be wise. That's why we are bringing you this. So let me ask, what do you think? What do you think about what I just shared with you? Have you been financing phones through your phone company? Or do you, just like me that just discovered, do you buy outright? I've been in both spectrum. I was financing for all this while until I bought outright now. But if you've been financing, don't worry about it. You didn't know, right? But now you know better. You can make smarter choices with this knowledge you have just received. Drop a comment below and let me know your experience. And don't forget to like this video, and again, remember to subscribe to this channel for more tips to save money and build wealth as an immigrant in the United States. Until next time, take care and make those smart financial moves, including how you source your phones. Don't forget to look out there to the playlist, and we will see you there.